Hi everyone, my name is Angela from Angela Stitches and welcome back to my channel. So this video is going to be about my FFO projects. I decided to divide my videos by projects so that I could easily go back to those videos if I want to look for something or go back and see how I did something. Also because some of you might not want to see my process of finishing, but I make videos because I like interacting with other stitchers and people who likes to do the same things that I do, but I also make videos to record my hobby. So my stitching vlogs are going to be exactly the same, but if I do a finishing like this, or a video like this or anything else, I think I want to keep it separate. And also like my English paper piecing projects. So yeah, I might do one of these finishing videos once in a while if I think I might do something different with my finishings. So right now, here I have some materials. I have my stitched piece, some fabric, and some cardboards. I might have talked about this in one of my other videos, but two for the backing and the smaller one for the stitched piece. And then I also have some lace here. So if I were to make an ornament that looks like this, I would just need 2 layers of cardstock, or cardboard, but I want like a frame for this, like the Santa one. So this small for the stitch piece and one large for the actual frame of the stitched piece, and then finally the back piece. So it's 3 layers. And instead of cording like I did here out of gold memory threads, I'm going to use this lace so that it'll look something like this. So I'm going to work on this. I don't think I'll be able to finish this in one sitting, but I'm going to at least start this today. So I'm back and I'm having a little bit of trouble deciding because this is the lace that I chose and I feel like this lace is very stiff. Like it has no give. So if I want to add this to the corners, where it's rounded, it's a little unnatural looking. It like curls up and stands straight up, and I really don't like that. So I found this in my stash, and this has elastic band at the edge, so it's much more easier to work with. I feel like so. Yeah, this is what happens when I do finishings. I keep going back and forth, but I really like the look of the white lace though. Um, but this doesn't look bad either. So I'm just going to play around with this and come back. So I decided to use the lace. So I sewed it on and I think it looks really good. So I just sewed the lace along the edge and when it came to this rounded corners, I don't know how to explain this, but like folded the edge ever so slightly. So it's a little scrunched up, if that makes sense. So that kind of prevented the lace to stand up straight vertically. So yeah, I'm super happy how this worked out. So the next step is to stitch this whole thing to this fabric and then lace the whole thing to one of the large cardboards and then add the hanger like this. So I haven't worked on my lavender and lace angel piece yet, but I thought I might as well just start FFOing my other finished pieces. So this one is my Halloween piece called Creeping It Round, and I already ironed the iron-on interfacing, and I have these to decorate and finish. And then my second piece is another lavender and lace angel, also interfacing on the back. And I have this fabric and some laces to FFO. So I'll come back later to show you how much I got done. So I cut out a piece of lace or trim. I got a bunch of trims and pretty things from a subscriber, and this is one of them. So I want to incorporate this into this fabric, something like this. And earlier I worked on my Halloween ornament, so I laced both sides to this 2 pieces of round cardboard. And for this is also something I got from the same subscriber, Margarida. So I'll be using those to finish this. So a little update. So I stitched the trim and the fabric, but I think I want to try adding a pocket. I know this would have been much easier if I planned it out earlier, but I think I could figure it out. So I stitched the pocket portion and it's not perfect. I mean, nothing I do here is perfect. So I'm sure there was a faster and an easier way to do this, but anyways, so that's that. So I have my cardboard here and I'm going to lace it, and this is the back piece. And I haven't worked on my Halloween piece yet, so I'll work on that a little bit right now. So I'm again having some trouble deciding. So I stitched these sides together with the hanger inside, and I also made this bow out of the same material, and it's like this black chenille. And I think I want to add this on the bottom here, like this. And I also want to put something around the edge. So I have this yellow chenille, but I'm just not 100% happy with how this looks. And I can't figure out why I don't like it. I thought it was the color of the yellow, but I don't think that's it. I think it might be the texture. There's too much of the chenille going on in this one ornament, I think. So I think I'm gonna think about this a little bit more before continuing with it. And I'm still working on this as well. I actually laced it and took it apart because I wasn't happy with the size and like the margin. So I think I'm going to cut a new piece of cardboard a little bigger. So yeah, lots of mistakes and fixing them and rethinking. So far this is what my three ornaments looks like right now. I'm gonna try to finish one of them tonight. I think it might be the Halloween piece. So it's been a couple of hours since my last update, and I needed a little break and clear my brain, but that actually kind of worked. And I went through the big package I received from Margarida a couple of weeks ago, and she had sent me some black lace, and I thought this was perfect for outlining the ornament, and I really like the scalloped look of this lace. So I did have to take apart the whole thing, so that took a bit of time. But after that, I sewed the lace to the inside of the back piece and then added the stitch piece on top. So this is what I have so far. And this is also another piece of lace from Margarida. So I'm thinking making this into a bow and adding it somewhere on top here or the bottom. I kind of like how it looks when it's on the bottom. So we'll see. And then to cover this edge, I was thinking about adding the yellow chenille, but I think I want to keep it simple and use memory thread. So right now I'm just twisting two pieces of black memory thread to look like cording. I was thinking about using a different color like a green or a yellow, but I think I want to keep it very simple and use black. So I know you can't really see anything here, but the point of adding this is to hide my stitches along the edge and kind of like work it in as a finishing touch. I feel like without it, it's going to look like it's not fully finished. So I'm going to work on this right now. So right now I'm working on stitching the twisted memory thread, and at first I was going to use invisible thread so you can't see the stitches, but I thought why not use something pretty and make the stitches itself become an extra design element. Um, so I'm using this iridescent sparkly thread by DMC. I'm not sure what this is called, but here's the number. It came as a spool like this, and I'm not really sure why I have this, but I think it looks really pretty. And I don't know if you could tell the sparkle, but it has a little bit of green tint to it, so I think that actually goes really well with the fabric. And by adding that, I think you can also see the cording a little bit. So I'm just going to work on stitching the cording right now. So I'm back and I have a finish. So I decided to add the bow on the bottom with the green button that came with my Halloween box from Color and Cotton. I think it was last year's. And I usually stitch the button with the thread, but this time I just used super glue. And yeah, I'm super happy with the cording and the sparkly thread that I used. I think I really like how it adds a little sparkle to the ornament. So these are some of the buttons that I have. I had a couple of options like this one. So this one actually matches better with the fabric, but it was a little too matchy-matchy for me. So I went with this shiny darker one. But I also had this orange one. This purple doesn't look bad. but I think I'm happy with this green one. And the back looks like this. I was thinking about embroidering a date here, like 2020, but I decided not to because I don't trust my embroidery skills. Maybe I'll stamp it or write it with some fabric paint or something. And oh yeah, so for stitching the cording in, I used DMC, but after I finished, I probably could have used Petite Treasure Braid, because to be honest, the DMC frays so much. So if I ever do this again, I'll probably use this. And this is PB10 if anybody wants to know. Or you can use a gold or any other color. So anyways, yeah, so that's my first FFO for April. So I've been working on my lavender and lace angel ornament the past couple of hours, and it's not perfect, like it's not centered perfectly, but it really doesn't bother me that much, so I think I'm just gonna leave it this way. And I got the front and back laced, and then as you can see, I used a lot of tape. And I also tried this type of hanger to resemble this in the design. I'm not really sure what that is, maybe like a halo, I think, but I wanted to resemble that. So I used some gold and also some iridescent white memory thread and twisted it together to make it thicker. And I also have this tiny piece of lace left in my stash, and I think I might try um, making a bow out of it and adding it somewhere. I could actually add it on the hanger itself. I think that kind of looks cute, or even on the bottom here. Um, I like I like ornaments when they have things on the bottom that hangs. So yeah, I might try that, but I'm not really sure yet. But I'm just going to check my stash of trims to see what else I have because I want to decorate the edge as well. So yeah, I'll come back when I get some ideas. So I'm about to stitch these together, but I want something around the edge. And at first, my obvious choice was using this white chenille. I really want to I really want to finish an ornament with this, but I think for this ornament, I'm going to bead the edges. So I have some of these and also a box of these glass beads. And I might be wrong, but some of these are imitation pearls, like fake pearls, but some of them are freshwater pearls. So I'm gonna mix those together and decorate the edges. And because I don't think these are going to be enough to go all around the ornament, I think I'll mix in some of the faceted glass beads here as well. So I have some samples here. So like this one, this has a couple of layers of beads. And then my raccoon, and this is actually called a picot edge, which is like a scallop look, which I really like. So I'm going to try a couple of stitches with the pearls and the beads and see if I like it or not. So I'm back with the finish. So I didn't do the beading around the edge because, like I said earlier, the pearls that I had were fake, which meant it's made out of plastic. And because it's fake, the pearls had some shards around the edge, like burrs around the holes. So let me show you what I mean. So if you look near the holes, it wasn't drilled very clean, so it left this sharp edge. And I tried stitching the pearls, and I don't know, I couldn't overlook the sloppiness of the fake pearls. I mean, they're plastic, so it's not gonna look like very high quality, but anyways, I didn't like it. So for comparison, these are freshwater pearls, so I think you can tell the difference. Obviously these are bigger, but these doesn't have that sharp edge around the holes. But so I wanted to see if I had some of those pins with like pearls at the end, like pearl push pins, so that I could just stick some of them on the sides. But I didn't have any of those, but I could do that anytime I want once I have them. So I'm just gonna finish this one like this. And I actually really like how this turned out, even without anything on the sides. I think my stitches are small enough that it doesn't really bother me. I mean, you can see the stitches, but barely. And also from the front, you really can't. So yeah, if I could get some of those pearl push pins, I'm just going to stick some of them around the edge, and I think that's gonna look really pretty. And I also made a bow with this leftover lace, and instead of adding it on the bottom, like I said I was going to, I just attached it to the hanger and I actually really like that. And there is this awkward empty space here. If I come across a pretty charm or something, I think I'm gonna add something there later on. So this is my second finish, and my first one was my Halloween piece. So now I have my Christmas angel left to finish. With this one, I just need to lace them and stitch both sides together, and I think that'll be it. So I'll check in again if I have something to show you. I just finished stitching these together with the cording as well as a hanger, and I'm just looking at it right now to see, wait, let me clean this up a little bit. This is where I ended my thread, so let me just cut that off. So yeah, I'm super happy with my stitches and it looks really good. So now, well, my original plan was to use this as a hanger, but I didn't like the fact that this kept flipping back and forth, and also I don't like that this has a back side to it, because this is supposed to function as an actual trim, not a ribbon. So instead of that, I just used a piece of cotton cording as a hanger. And I had interfacing on the stitched piece, but nothing behind the bottom portion. So to even that out, I added a piece of felt on the bottom of my cardboard, and I'll insert a picture here. So the pocket area has some cushion to it. So I did that, and my original plan was to add this along the edge. So if you look at it closer, it's almost like rickrack made of two colors of thin rope. And I think it's really pretty, but looking at it right now, I'm not really liking it with the ornament. When I was imagining it, it looked really good, but I don't think I want to do that. So I'm gonna have to think about what to do along the edge here. And if I were to do this again, I want to make sure this doesn't happen. When I was making the pocket, I folded the fabric too far in and then stitch along the edge. So this like flaps a little bit. So if I ever do this again, I'm going to make sure that I stitch along the folded edge, not the actual edge of the fabric. I mean, this was my first time making a pocket, so yeah, mistakes happen. But I'm going to see what I can do for the edge, so I'll come back in a little bit. Okay, so I took some time looking through my stash for some ideas and I tried a couple of different things. So, like I said a little while ago, this was my first option, but I didn't like that. So, I tried twisting this green memory thread to act as cording and see if that looked good. Sorry, this is all tangled now. So, I just twisted two of these together and I don't know, I didn't really like that, and I thought maybe I didn't like the color. So I took out a gold one and did the same thing, but I felt like the gold wasn't doing anything against the ornament. It was just getting lost, I felt like. So I crossed that off. And then I thought maybe I can try the same cording, the cording that I used for the hanger. And I was very close to doing that. But then I don't know, I really just liked how this looks right now, just how simple it is. So I thought maybe I'll make a bow, and I did. So this is the bow that I made. And I was gonna add the bow here like this. And I also tried moving it down here to see if I like that. But honestly, I think I just like how this looks the way it is right now. I don't think I need to decorate even more. Sometimes less is more, and so I think I'm just going to leave it as is. I did take some time to come to that conclusion, but I mean, this is the process. Well, at least for me. So, yeah, so I guess this is the end of this video. So I have all three finishes here. And it's so funny because none of these came out the way I initially planned to finish, especially my Halloween piece. I think this is the one with the most changes and very different from most of my other finished ornaments because I think this might be my only Halloween ornament now that I think about it. So, yeah, I really like this one. And then my lavender and lace ornament, I think this one took the most time making it because I couldn't choose the lace at first, but also trying to decide on the actual form took a while because at first I was vaguely thinking that I wanted this to be like a heart-shaped ornament, but that wasn't gonna work out because of the design wasn't exactly a heart shape. But I also didn't want this to be like in an oval or like a circle. So Yeah, I had to hand drew the shape, so it's not perfectly symmetrical, and that's okay. It's handmade, right? And I really like how I made the hanger to resemble the design. And I thought about cutting the lace here a little bit to make it shorter, but I think I like how it drapes, so I decided to keep it long. And I just talked about this one. This was new to me because I tried making a pocket and it functions as a pocket, so I'm happy with it. And I really like how simple it is. So that's it for this video. This video took a while for me to make because it just took me a couple of days to figure out things for each of my finishings. But overall, I'm super happy with the results. Let me know what you thought about this video and if you want to see more of this kind of like process type of finishing video. I don't want to call this a tutorial because I don't think I'm a place where I could teach people about finishing. I mean, there's so many amazing videos out there who does amazing finishing tutorials. So yeah, I'm not gonna do any tutorials, but let me know what you thought about this video and if you had a favorite out of this three, or if there's something that you would have done differently. I would love to hear your ideas. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!